Thank you for helping me heal myself.
Alright, I gotta get this thing in focus. Hi, running a little late. Welcome to Creative Companions. Let's see. Still not in focus. I'm using a new setup, guys. Talk about coming out of your comfort zone. How do I do this? Trying to get it so I will be in focus over here. And I don't know. Let me know if you're here and that you can hear me and stuff while I play with this. I'm going to be painting today with acrylic paints. Well, that looks better. And the camera's over there, so I need to look over there. And let's see. Where are the comments? There they are. I can't tell if anyone is here. I have one viewer. Okay. So yeah, weekly, I think. Am I going to be able to do that Creative Companions thing I do on Sundays? Up until the last minute, I'm going, I don't know. All we're trying to do is be here now. So right away, just start breathing. Oh, there's some comments. Oh, that feels better. Okay, you can't hear me good. So I'll try to talk louder. Let me make this that way. Oh, that's better. So yeah, every week, you know. And we talk about that. It's all about showing up. And showing up for ourselves over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and being here now in the moment. That's where the magic is. So gather your things, starting right away, breathing in and out, lengthening the breath, thinking of this whole hour that we spend together as a meditation, as a commitment to our artist self, to be here now in this present moment, completely free of worries and distractions, and practicing the art of listening, the art of slowing down, the art of conscious breathing. I'm picking the paint off my palette, if you wonder what I'm doing. Preparing our things, you know, just being here now and getting all the things that you need to be able to sit in this spot for the next hour together with us in the creative process. We're going to be talking about Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. It was written a long time ago. Louise Hay passed away at 80-some years old. This book's been around for 40-plus years. And we are on chapter 8, Building the New. So it's exciting to talk about new beginnings, you know. And each breath is a new beginning. Each stroke of your paintbrush, strum of your instrument, each breath is a new beginning. So yeah, just gather your things. We're going to be working on this piece that we started. I call it our bubble art. And we started this a couple weeks ago. And you go back, you can go to YouTube, Art by Kim Keffer, all the Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life are on a playlist on the Art by Kim Keffer YouTube channel. So you can go check it out. So we work with cardboard. So you'll need a piece of cardboard or your work in progress. We started out by painting it just with blue tone. So if you just have cardboard, you could go ahead and start doing that. So yeah, you need acrylic paint, brushes, water, some paper towels. I thought I had some. I don't see them. That's okay. Paint smock, I didn't bother putting one on. Obviously, it's been a really interesting week, morning. But right here, right now, we're just going to have fun. An X-Acto knife. So yeah, back to this. So we painted it blue with the quickness. And then the next step, we blew bubbles. I used a bubble gun and blew bubbles and let them land on the canvas. And then you can see the bubbles. I traced those then. So circles. And then we took our time. So that was week 2. We just made circles. And we made them all different colors, if you can see. Magic rainbow bubbles. That's what my granddaughter River calls them. Magic rainbow bubbles. And then the third time that or maybe it was the second time, I don't know, that we addressed this piece of cardboard canvas was with our utility knife or X-Acto knife, and we started cutting and peeling. And as you can see, if you just cut the surface of the cardboard, you can peel away that first layer and come down to the corrugation. And then as you can see here, and it's all about just being present, being here now, no hurry, no worry, take your time. Don't start on your art project yet. I'm just telling you to gather your things and how this process works, and I'll continue to explain. I see that I need to grab my own X-Acto knife. It's out of reach. So let me get that. Some glue would be good. I couldn't find my glue. I didn't find my glue, so yeah. But glue, eventually I'm going to use glue, and you might want to have some glue. And I found that on this art form too, some straight pins or push pins work good to hold the things that you glue in place until they dry. So yeah, I'm peeling my paint off my easel because this is one way on meditation I do, if you know me. I make these paint balls out of my acrylic paint. It rolls up really nice. So I never clean my palette. I just let the paint dry on here so that I can pick it off and then make these balls. And I have a little pile of them over there that I'm going to make into something one day. So yeah, just get comfortable in your spot. Get the things that you will need. Put them close to you. Water. Water for your brushes. Water to drink. Just slow down. No hurry, no worry. We're right on time. Is there anything else? I have some presents here I keep. I just wanted to show you. So I keep these in my room. A little treasure chest and a present to remind me to find the treasure in the present moment. And the goddess to remind me that it's always there. So I keep this, and I keep this gold present sitting where I see it all the time in the treasure chest to remind me to be here now and be aware of the present. And the present of the present. And the present of your presence. Let your presence be a present that you bring. That's good. I just come up with that one. So let your presence be a present. Gentle reminders. Oh, that's weird. You know, we're always just talking to ourselves. And that's the conversation that matters. So that's what Creative Companions is about, is it learning to address that voice in our heads and become the masters of our minds and all of that. So we use meditation and these practices. We do these art projects, and we learn about ourselves, and we find ourselves new. So wherever you are, just drop into the now and sit down. Be comfortable in your seat. We're going to do a meditation now. You know, it's retraining the brain. Retraining the brain is what we've been doing. One way we do that is journaling. So what I did this morning was I grabbed a bunch of journals and I just started flipping through. And I found affirmations to read to you. So I'm just going to ask you to breathe with me to help me slow down, to help you slow down. You can go ahead and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And be warm where you are. If you need a blankie, please grab it. Breathing in and out, just slowing down. Practicing the art of listening now. I'll move closer to the microphone so that you can hear me. You just keep breathing, and I will start reading. Ready for more. That which I desire is coming to me. Such wonderful things are happening. Breathing in and out. I am a focusing mechanism, a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. Living on purpose. I'm tuning my frequency. Feeling good matters most to me. I take good, loving care of myself. I love myself more and more and more. Today is a good day. I am here now, present, alive, alert, aware. It's so quiet in here. It's so peaceful in here. I am at peace in the now. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Right now I let go of my ego and the sad story. I am here now, the present observer. I abide in the now, grateful. Grateful to be here now. I am safe. I am safe and loved here. I have all that I need and I am grateful. I am open to receive love and abundance in all forms. I trust that I will use this abundance wisely. I don't know what's next. Present moment to present moment. I abide here now. All is well. Every little thing is already all right. Today is a good day. It's so quiet in here. It's so peaceful in here. I am grateful for the peace in my mind. I am grateful for the peace in my mind. I am grateful for my creative talents. I am grateful for creative companions. All is well in my world. Peace and love, present moment, sacred moment. Keep breathing a little more. Whatever happens, happens. Who can say where the day goes? I won't think. I won't worry. When the time comes, I'll know exactly what to do. No hurry, no worry. Here now. Present, calm, at peace in the now. May it all swirl around. I remain calm, at peace in my bubble. Here now. present moment awareness, the observer, alive, alert, and aware, taking in the sun, taking in the air. I am calmer, I am stronger, peaceful, easy feeling. Whatever happens, happens. I feel good. I'm protected and guided. I'll know when it's time. Time to move, time to go. There's no urgency now. I do everything with a relaxed, easy manner. No need to get all worked up. No need to push the panic button. Higher self is alert and keeps me on course and away from harm. My higher self loves me unconditionally. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that my higher self knows the desires of my heart and is constantly working to bring those things to me. Doors open for me. I am grateful. I am moving towards my highest expression. I can do the thing. I'm moving towards the thing. I bring dreams to reality. I fulfill my purpose. All that I do leads me to where I want to be, one step at a time. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I believe in me. I am magical. You're magical too. You can open your eyes now. Take a deep breath. We were meditating in case you just got here. That was positive affirmation flow from my journal. I see it was November last year I wrote that. Yeah, so breathing in and out. Here we are. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Rose. Yeah, I'm loving all y'all. Donna, you know, your constant support and your addition to the creative consciousness is beautiful and wonderful, and your voice is necessary. Whoever you are. So, today we're going to be talking about Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. We're in chapter 8, Building the New. The answers within me come to my awareness with ease. What you put your attention on grows. The more you dwell on what you don't want, the more of it you create. The things about yourself or your life that you have always disliked are probably still with you. Move away from negative and put your attention on what it is that you really do want to be or have. And then start affirming those things. And I highlight, she has a list here, and we are learning to speak in positive affirmation. I am filled with love and affection. I highlighted. I am joyous and happy and free. Somebody's been saying, sparks joy, sparks joy. I like that. That sparks joy. I am totally healthy. So, you know, we pick the affirmations that worked for us and we put them in the present tense. I am. Not I want or I need. That I want, I need, acknowledges lack or speaks of lack. So I am, I have. I am living in the land of abundance. So wherever you are on your art, go ahead and get started on that. So grab yourself a brush that you're going to be using, whatever tool it is you're going to be using. Load your palette. As I said at the beginning, you can see the previous videos on how to get to this point on Art by Kim Keffer on my YouTube channel, under the playlist You Can Heal Your Life. So where I am right now, I'm going to start painting now in those areas that I cut away. And here's my sample one. Golly gee whiz. Well, I have learned from doing these that paint the shadow areas darker, deeper areas darker, and that gives you more and more depth. These are the highlights that you left, and the shadows are what you cut away. So I'm going to start like with this area, the areas that I cut the deepest, and go like a really dark blue, I believe. Maybe some purple. Ooh, yeah, that feels right. You know, and what we're learning to do in Creative Companions is silence the censor and just go with whatever flows. What good can thinking do? We've thought ourselves quite crazy sometimes, so we're learning not to do that anymore. We're beginning to just be present in the now. Okay, I'm just covering up my pant legs because I don't want to get paint on them. So I'm going to go with some purple and blue on my palette right now. We're using acrylic paint, and remember, acrylic paint, it does not take much, so just a little dollop will do. And then I'm going to choose a brush that will fit down into those grooves, you know, in the corrugation. So I'm choosing kind of a flattish brush that will fit in the grooves there. See how it fits nice? That's for one thing. I said I was going to paint this first, and I could use a bigger brush to do that. You know, so don't rush yourself on your creative process. Take your time choosing your tools, which one feels good to use right now. I guess I'm going to use this rounded brush. And I'm going to go with the purple. You know me, I always like to mix a little of both colors on the palette first. So I'll take a little of the purple and a little of the blue together to make a really dark purple blue. And then I'm just going to paint in that box there. And you'll see how it gives it so much depth. I thought these little bubbles that I have left in the box there looked like eyeballs. So I kind of am going for, this is like eyeballs peeking out of this dark doorway, emerging from the darkness. You know, but whatever your piece is, you get to decide which areas you paint how. This is such a fun art form. Again, Bernie Calhoun in West Virginia taught me this years ago. So yeah, play around with that and paint your shadow areas is what I would suggest right now. Paint your shadow areas. I'm going to show you, and then, you know, I like to bring the light at the end. Oh, by the way, another meditation last week, we stared out the window here where I am in Ohio and watched it snow. It was beautiful. So to just breathe in and out and take in visually your now is another beautiful form of meditation. You know, we've been practicing the art of listening. Practice the art of seeing. Seeing your now. And I just looked up, and here in the now where I am, it's raining today. Last week snowing, this week raining. Notice what you see around you. Yeah. Breathing in and out and looking at your art and not rushing yourself to make a start. But I'm rhyming a lot today. Thinking of you, Roots. My friend Roots, he's got a way with words. Yeah. So go ahead and start painting or cutting and peeling. Also, when you peel off those corrugated areas, like, I don't even know where that I must have cut the door small first. But when you cut those off, keep them. Because that's what you can glue back on later to give this yet another dimension. And look how much more dimension that gave it just painting that area, the purplish blue. So I'm going to continue to paint my shadow areas too, while I talk to you about training our mind and affirmations. So yeah, make your affirmation present tense. I'm creating, period. I am creating the life of my dreams. I am living the life of my dreams. I am loving myself. That is the main issue. Loving the self. Which is a process. Learning to do that. So Louise says, loving yourself is going to bring such a surge of good feelings and good fortune to you that you will be dancing on air. That sounds good, huh? Loving yourself makes you feel good, period. It's impossible to really love yourself unless you have self-approval and self-acceptance. So this means not criticizing yourself. This means silencing your censor. This means not criticizing your creations. Allowing yourself to be a work in progress. That was all me talking now. You know, but you might be saying, oh, I've criticized myself forever. How am I going to get myself to do better if I'm not beating my ass? Well, like Vern says, the whole world's going to beat your ass. It's true. The world's going to give you an ass beating from time to time. It's your job to help pick you up. Always. Be on your side. So, training the mind. Louise asked us to just say to ourselves, look in the mirror and say to ourselves, I love and approve of myself exactly as I am in this moment. Can you do it? Have you done it? Will you try it? I was not aware that all good begins with accepting that which is within oneself and loving that self, which is you. Took quite a while to develop a peaceful, loving relationship. I agree. First, I used to hunt for the little things about myself I thought were good qualities. I used to just look for what was wrong with me all the time. That gets tiresome. What's your first thought every day? Have you asked yourself that? You know, what's your first thought? What if your first thought is, I'm grateful for? I've been doing that this week. I've also been doing the I approve of myself that she next is an exercise that the book recommends, is saying to yourself over and over and over throughout your day, 300, 400 times a day at least, she says, I approve of myself, I approve of myself, I approve of myself. Make it a walking mantra, something you just say over and over and over and over and over. Well, how can you approve of yourself when, you know, and you start bringing up all your flaws? No, give it no importance. Let those thoughts go by like the bubbles and come back to, and even say, I let you go. Gently say, I let you go. If, you know, whatever that negative thought is, I approve of myself, I approve of myself. Maybe you have to change some action. But no matter what it says, no matter what you do, just keep that going. Thoughts have no, listen to this one, I like this. Thoughts have no power over us unless we give it to them, right? Thoughts are only words strung together. They have no meaning whatsoever. Only we give them meaning. And we choose what sort of meaning to give them. So let us choose to think thoughts that nourish and support us. Right? We're learning to love ourselves, which includes finding what feels good. So we're finding what thoughts to think. What new thoughts can we think that feels good? You know, and often what what's wrong with me, often what we think of as what's wrong with us are only our individuality and our individual voice and our individual expression. Let me just read what she wrote here. This is our uniqueness and what is special about us. Nature never repeats itself. Since time began on this planet, there have been no two snowflakes alike, no raindrops the same. Every daisy is different from every other daisy. Our fingerprints are different, and we're different. We're meant to be different. We're meant to be different, though the same. When we can accept this, then there is no competition and no comparison. To try to be like another is just to shrivel yourself. We have all come to this planet to express who we are. I find it interesting, you know, and getting to figure out who we are. We think that happy thoughts make you feel happy. Do things that make you feel good. Eat things that make your body feel good. Here's a good one. Go at a pace that feels good to you. Go at a pace that feels good to you. How often we are rushed, through everything. And we rush our children, and teachers rush us, and our parents rush us, and then we rush ourselves, you know? So just getting to recognize who we are and how we do. I spent a lot of time journaling this week. There was this, full eclipse of the moon, and I'm calling it a total eclipse of the heart, waking up in a world so different than the one I knew before. I'm not sure how to navigate these waters. Um, as we learned in Julia Cameron's thing, we don't need to know the how of the what it is we're doing. We just keep focused. Yeah, hocus pocus focus. We don't know what else to do. We can breathe, ask for the next highest thought, do the next right thing, paint the next thing. I love to see what you're all creating. We need to give ourselves the freedom and the space to create the time. So yeah, I just started filling in the grooves there. I'm going to continue to do that with like more of a blue this time. I don't know why, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to do like the inside and leave that top. But you can always paint over. We've learned that too. And people ask me all the time, how long did it take you to do that piece? I don't know. 6 months. Like 3 months. I don't know. And we can't control the timing of things in our life. And we try to control the timing when we're creating art, and we rush ourselves. Or we don't give ourselves the time to practice because there's too much other important things to do. What are you committing to? Ask yourself that. I've made a commitment a long time ago to creating art, into my art, and art heals me. It's part of my healing practice. So, and I'm committed to that practice. It is to myself and feeling better, feeling well, finding what feels good, that I am committed. So what are you committed to? It's a good question. And then this is one place we use our journals, is to ask ourselves the hard question. And realizing how often are we lying to ourselves. You can only do that so long, So it's about getting real, really knowing who you are, and loving yourself. I'm the process of positive changes. I'm in process. I'm a work in progress. I experience love wherever I go. I now create a wonderful new life for myself. I'm very well organized. These are affirmations I'm reading. I deserve the best and I accept it now. I trust the process of life to bring me my highest good. Do you believe you deserve what you desire? If you don't, well, here's an exercise. You can start affirming it. I deserve to have ... whatever it is. I accept it now. I deserve to have it and I accept it. I like this one. I release the pattern in my consciousness that it is I release the pattern in my consciousness that is creating resistance to my good. Wow, I wonder if you heard that. My stomach just growled. I'm hungry. So, and then we repeat these things often, and we make them mantras. We write them in our journal. I'm working on myself hard. I feel like the eclipse, the COVID, the things and the stuff, and the political climate, and the things and the stuff that I don't want to talk about, and it's all happening. It's real, and how do I deal with it all with grace and stay on my path and pay attention to myself and how I'm feeling. And strangest trip I've ever known, man. I don't know about your life so far, but it's bumpy, and I say sometimes it goes the other way too, when you find like that things might seem rough and you don't know up, down, which way. You always remember it. Sometimes it goes the other way too. And it's good, like, to have journals where you have worked on these things, and like, man, when I flip back through my journals, I'm a little, it doesn't have to be embarrassing. It just is. How often I've recycled the same crap. I've gone over the same thing like over and over and over again. And like, so now the question is, when are you going to let it go, 55-year-old woman? You're carrying all this shit around. Fuck. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say that on here. This goes on YouTube. But for real. So just like recognizing like that I recycle stuff. But there are triggers in the now. And that's it too. Ah, yeah, contrast. This is from another book I've been reading, but when you are committed to the changes and like okay, I recognize myself and I recognize this pattern and I'm committed to changing it, and like I'm going to work on it. Challenges are going to be thrown your way. Exactly, like whoa, universe, you really want me to understand this, don't you? And like it's like with quitting smoking, you almost wish you hadn't committed to the change because you thought it was going to be easy. I don't know. Who told you that? We want that peaceful, easy feeling inside. That cool water at our belly button. Just a cool, what is it? Relaxed, calm body of water there. Peace within ourselves. We want that feeling with the awareness that life is chaotic. There are many bumps on the road. You will see a cow on a roof of a barn. That's from a movie. That's from a movie. But who can say where the day goes is what I like to say to myself. You can't. We have no idea what's going to happen next, you know? And we have great days, we have crappy days, we have in-between days where nothing much happens. Do the thing, you know? Having experienced issues with post-traumatic stress disorder and not being present in the now for long periods of time myself, I realize the importance of being committed to being here now. I want to experience my life, my reality, in the now, with all of it. Like whatever comes, come what may. Yeah, I can handle whatever challenges come my way. There's a good affirmation. I can handle myself with grace, no matter what the people around me do. It's up to me how I choose to be. You know? And we lose ourselves to high emotion when we become triggered, you know, and we behave. So yeah, we've committed to like this change and this practice, but then what happens? We get challenged, we get triggered, and how do you like me now? You know? Raising kids. There are so many times that I just needed to give myself a time out, and that's often it. Hypervigilant, feeling overwhelmed by the energies around and the energies in our society and in our world that we have to deal with on the daily right now are intense. So personal timeouts are good for you, are good for me, are good for moms. Moms, put yourself in timeout. Girlfriends, put yourself in timeout. Boyfriends, lovers, husbands, wives, whatever you call yourself. People in relationships, humans, put yourself in timeout when you need it. You know, and don't feel bad about it. You don't have to punish yourself. You're just doing some self-care. I know when I am not suitable to be around other humans. Look, as we work on the art, as we work on ourselves, and we go through the dark parts and the hard parts and the fun parts and the good parts and the bad parts and the not so anything parts, we find ourselves more textured, more real, more... Look at that. It just gets more and more beautiful. What if we do too? You know? I'm thinking this looks like a bird up here. Do you all see that? I'm thinking that next space that I need to paint there looks like want to paint there looks like a bird. And I would like my bird to be red. Where is my red paint? And on this piece too, you can go back and cut more, peel more, however you want to do. I absolutely adore making these. There's a lot of pictures of them on the Creative Companions Facebook page. If you just look through the photos, you'll see lots of these. And thank you again, Bernie Calhoun in West Virginia, for showing me this. Really? Alright, we'll use this color. I'm not finding my red right now, but I'm going to use burnt sienna because I think that's a good third color. I had laid out all the colors, which would include red. If your feet are going to sleep, move them. Mine are. And remember to breathe. We're just here to have fun. Keep the hand moving. That's one thing we say with, with the journaling that we recommend here. I'm trying to see the timer on this. Oh, and how long? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we still have 20 minutes. That's great. I don't know what I was saying before that. So, coming out of our comfort zone, it's important. This is how we grow. Red. I'm going to use some burnt sienna and some red and some yellow. I'm just going to have a lot of fun here with this shape that I think looks like a bird. And I'm going to go with this golden yellow. And you do what you do. And I love it. I love when you share your art with me. So here at Creative Companions, feel free to show me what you're making that you made in the group, or even what you're working on. Just what are you working on? What do you got going? What are you making? That's what my granddaughter says to me. Hey, Granny, what are we going to make today? Well, that's a good question. And it could be a pot of soup. It could be a song. It could be, what are you making today? Or what are you going to make of today? What are you going to make of you today and the beautiful, precious time that you have? What are you going to do with it? Yeah, so. How's your conversation with you? How's that going? That too, I'd love to hear comments of whatever you got going on with your growth personally and your artist self. Making this more of a conversation would be fun, which I'm trying to keep up with comments and who's there. I see. Oh, getting used to this new camera setup is interesting. Look at that red already. I just mixed some red and burnt sienna. I'm doing the shadow areas still, where I cut that shape. It kind of looks like a bird. And if you find yourself having thoughts while you're doing your art that are distracting you from simply creating this and being here now, like, focus on the sensations of what you're doing. Go back to your breath. Like, I like the sound that the brush makes. And I like being able to push the brush down in there. Also on cardboard, you can add water if you need to and see what effect that has. If you add too much water to the cardboard, though, of course, it's going to get soggy. So look how that's looking there. And we will bring this same project back again next week and continue on the same thing. And I always recommend that you set your art somewhere where you'll see it throughout the week, in the morning, in the sunshine, if you can. And next week, we'll sit down together for another hour and do some more. So there's what I have there. And I'm not painting on the areas that I left. I'm just painting the areas that I cut away. You see, I skipped one there, but I'm going to wait on that a minute. What I want to show you is, like, see, I've painted down in the grooves, but I have left the top part not painted. So again, that's my highlight. So on this bird, I'm going to add some yellow to the same paint that I've been working with to make like a highlight color. And then I'm going to just gently brush that on the tops of these, not down in the groove. So down in the groove it's dark, and above the groove it's more of an orangey yellow. I'll show you in a second. And always just when you start racing and the thoughts are getting you down and you're doing stinking thinking, you can always stop, feel your feet on the floor, and just take some deep breaths and relax your energy. Bring it down, down, down. Naps are good. Bubble baths are good. You can do that too. It's not only okay to do what feels good to you, it's good for you. I really, really, really enjoy this process with the cardboard. You know, we need to save the planet, and there's so much cardboard, there's so much packaging. We need to be more aware about that. Amazon and all we got to using, well, because whatever, but think about that, all that cardboard going into the landfill. You could use it for compost on your garden, if nothing else. Look what beautiful art things you could make. Now we're going to continue this. These could be like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to start bringing them. Now, oh, I know what else I can show you about this cardboard thing. So I brought with me just a random extra piece of cardboard. And with my knife, let me just cut this in half first. Be right back to show you. I need a piece to use as a cutting board so I don't cut myself. Okay, we'll tear it. You could take, so what we're looking for is that corrugation. And you could take and cut little strips. I meant to do this before I started, but, and these could be painted. I'm going to show you one in a second. My knife is not very sharp. Let me try this other knife. It's okay. Breathing in and out. No hurry, no worry. I'll flip it over. Yeah. So you can cut strips of whatever thickness size you want. The knife is so not sharp. But that's part of my point. We often don't do our art because we don't think we have, or we think we have to have the perfect tools. And, okay, so I just cut a strip like this thick. And now I'm just peeling it. So I'm down to that corrugation. I hope you can see it. I think you can. I think I'll just peel it on one side. Cut weird there. And then I could paint this. But what I want to show you is you could use it in like, make a little, let's say, circle. And then you have this little bumpy shaped circle that you could then glue on somewhere. So that gives you another raised dimension. Do you see what I mean? Create an edge around the side, a border. It's just limitless. And I love to see what you all come up with just cardboard, an X-Acto knife of some kind, and some paint. and some patience. You know, just take your time, and you can. I like tedious. I find that doing something tedious really helps to relax me and bring me into the present moment. And if you focus on your breathing and take long conscious breaths as you do your art, you relax more into the now and into the creative process. And I also like to have lots of kind of glitter paint handy to use, and I just go to like Michael's or whatever and look at their crafting paint and look what kinds of glitter they have, and they have all kinds of different paint, different kinds of glitter. And I think I am going to do a little glitter right now on my bubbles. So let's see which tube of glitter is open already and ready to go. That one feels like it is. So yeah, and you know, whatever you're doing, you can do it with peace and ease and joy. Just relax when you do the dishes. You know, breathing in and out, and just staying focused on the task at hand. And just like each brush stroke that we make leads us to the next brush stroke. Each breath leads us to the next breath. Each moment leads us to the next moment. So I'm just putting some glitter paint now on my bubbles, because they are magic rainbow bubbles. I like that. Let me show you here. Textures, you know. I love to see lots of textures in art and photography. This art form sure has given us lots of different textures. And you get to see how it grows. A work in progress like you. And you're growing and changing and learning as you go. So maybe you can see a little bit of that glitter I'm doing over here on my bubbles. Just going around like the edges of them. This is a clear paint that has glitter in it. And you'll be able to see that best in better light. This is Ohio in the winter, so, well, I guess it's still fall. But we have crappy, dreary light. That's okay. Well, that's pretty. So add some glitter. Breathing in and out. You know, we had that eclipse, and I just kept hearing my friend Bonnie's voice. I kept hearing my own voice saying, total eclipse of the heart, total eclipse of the moon, total eclipse of the heart. And then I heard, and then waking up in a world so different than the one before. That's Bonnie's song lyric. A world so different than the one before. If you're not focused on your breathing, please focus on your breathing again and take some deep breaths. I'm going to bring our time together to a close with a meditation. I always read the Louise's words from the end of the chapter. So this is coming from the end of chapter 8. I'm going to take some deep breaths. Close your eyes if you want to. Put your tools down for a second. Or keep painting, whatever you want to do. Focus on the art of breathing in and out. Maybe feeling your tummy rise this time as you fill yourself completely with air. And then pull your belly button toward your back as you exhale. Focusing more consciously on your breathing. I'm going to read to you these words. Getting a little carried away with my glitter though, so just a second. Continue that breathing nice and deep while I read. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. My life is ever new. Each moment of my life is new and fresh and vital. I use my affirmative thinking to create exactly what I want. This is a new day. I am a new me. I think differently. I speak differently. I act differently. Others treat me differently. My new world is a reflection of my new thinking. It's a joy and a delight to plant new seeds, for I know these seeds will become my new experiences. It's a joy and a delight to plant new seeds, for I know these seeds will become my new experiences. All is well in my world. Thanks, everybody. That brings us to the end of our gathering for this week. Next week is chapter 9. And we'll be talking about practicing our practices. Daily work, the chapter is called. I don't like to think of it as work. It's a loving practice I do. And part of my practice includes being here with you weekly. I appreciate you being here. I love you so much. I forget which. There's my camera. I want to show you my art. And I'd love for it to be in focus. So, I'm going to take the camera off the tripod for a second. So this week, write in your journals. Create beautiful things. Love yourself more and more and more. Take care of yourself in loving ways. Be the you know you can be. Whoops. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be a photographer now for a second here. Act like I know how to use this contraption. There we go. Aha, there we have it. So yeah, that's what I've created with y'all in the past 3 gatherings together. Bubble art from the start. Stay in your happy bubble. Love you so much. Alright. Now I'm going to have to go back over there, I think, to push in live. Oh. Well. Oh. We'll end live video here in just a second. Just trying to learn how to use this thing. Well, it looks like my camera went out altogether, but that's okay. So have a good week, everybody. Peace out.